Find myself in Croydon today, hooking up with a few guys from the channel. Blowing an absolute gale down that street there, so give it a minute before going out there. But a bit of game hunting today, see what we can find and pick up. Happy days. Firstly, a huge shout out to Jay. Jay is Nat's dad. He appeared on this video here that we did a while ago. He enjoys his little game hunts, and Jay had organised this, so a brilliant day out. Thank you, Jay. And to your better half, Liz, for giving me a lovely lift home after a few beers in spoons. But what a place Croydon is for game hunting. We have two independent retro game shops here, Playnation Games and Game On, and there's a CEX and a Cash Converters too. So what's not to love? Let's get to it. So the first shop is Game On. Now, this is my first time game hunting in Croydon. I have to say I'm well impressed with it, chaps. If you can ever get down here, do so. Yeah, honestly, there's just, like I say, 4 shops really to go through. A big PS3 section. Mixed prices here. I mean, there's Nat here. He's showing me a Star Wars Lego. One thing we were questioning, like, there's no instruction books in any of the cases, but we asked the fella behind the counter, and he told us that they're kept in the behind the counter of the discs, so all's good. Now the pricing in this first shop's it's a strange one, because some of the items are cheaper than CEX and some you pay more. Okay, so for here, this is a good example here where you pay more. The Godfather here, the Don's edition, £38 in CEX, as you can see there, but $49.99 in here. So that's quite a huge jump. So when you come to these shops, do shop around. But that said, some of the items in here were cheaper than what you pay in CEX. So swings and roundabouts, my friend. But another quick look around the PS3 section there, and moving on. There's lots to see in this shop, as there are the others as well that we'll be looking at. A nice PS2 lot here. A few Buzz titles down there, which I may have invested in. Anyway, look at these. Destroy All Humans 1 and 2 on the PS2. Now, what's not to love about these sort of games, guys? I mean, I love anything like this ever since I watched the film Mars Attacks. The guys with little dome heads and that, honestly, any of these sort of little grey aliens, they're just funny as, and I mean, it's amazing. What's not to love? I mean, experimenting on cows, zapping coppers, doing all sorts of naughtiness. So, Destroy All Humans, great fun little games, and it's been recently remastered as well, number 2, so be interested to see how that converts, you know, how well it looks compared. It obviously polished up lovelier, one would imagine. Anyway, drop in the comments your thoughts. Destroy All Humans, you a fan? Yay or nay? And Mars Attacks is a movie. Have you seen it? If not, why not? Go give it a look, honestly. You won't regret it, it's brilliant. Continuing with the PS2, scanning the shelves, and this caught my eye. Dragon's Lair 3D. Now, those that know the arcade original, it was just amazing, wasn't it? I mean, it looked so aesthetically pleasing back in the day. Hard as nails game, all about timing really. Also, probably not the greatest gameplay on the planet, but it just looked stunning. So I was tempted to get this, but then I looked, and as you can see, CEX are banging it out for £8. So really, you know, I can't justify that spend over that. That's too much more. But I will be keeping an eye out for this. It looks really, really good. But you know, the trailer is showing here. So that's one I'm really looking forward to picking up at some point and definitely giving a play. Because I mean, he was just great, wasn't he? Dirk, was his name Dirk? I'm sure it was, and Daphne the Princess. And a bonus point for you guys, what was the name of the dragon? I remember, but do you? Drop it in the comments just for fun as always, guys. Still perusing the PS2 shelves. I like the way they put the titles here, all facing outwards like that, so you don't have to flick through them. You can see exactly what you're getting, which is a nice display. Casper there, Good and Evil. Silent Scope was £1.99. Still 50p in CEX, that game, still 50p. And Outrun 2006 there. Can't go wrong with an Outrun game, guys, you know that. Plenty of PS1 in here. I had a look through, and the one in particular I'm looking for is the Blizzard Entertainment game, Warcraft 2. I will find it again at some point, I know I will. It's not a rare title or anything, it must have sold quite a few. But I just want it for nostalgia's sake more than anything. To the cabinets, some great games in here. So if you're looking for the higher end stuff, they're generally tucked away in here. Plenty of Silent Hill games out of this lot here, and some Final Fantasy on the shelf above. Nice box GameCube controller there, look. Again,
it's a private independent shop, you know, it's a retro game shop, so you have to pay the prices, which is fair enough. These guys need to keep going. This is a great store. Now your help is needed here. This Atari game here, look at that, right? It looks like Questor the Elf from Gauntlet, the game Gauntlet. I know this, I've seen this artwork before. It's not Gauntlet, by the way, but it's an Atari cartridge game. What is the title of that game? I've tried to peer into the cabinet and for the life of me I just cannot see the name. So drop in the comments, please, put me out of my misery. What is that game called? Dreamcast games here again in the cabinet. Nothing overpriced here, no what I'd consider heavy hitters from what I could see. Roughly £20+. I mean, there's a £35 game there for Shenmue 2. The original Shenmue is $24.99. Not badly priced, I don't think. Loose Super Nintendo cartridges and N64 and Game Boy and boxed Game Boy in these cabinets. A real mixed bag and a real mixed bag of prices. I didn't think these were badly priced for loose carts. I mean, if you're looking for loose cart games, then there's a few to be had here. Personally, I prefer the boxed, but don't we all? But beggars cannot always be choosers. I think the only system I'd like to collect loose carts for is maybe the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. But a nice range in here. Good range of Game Boy games as well, boxed, which is nice to see. Plenty of DS and 3DS games now. The e-store for this has closed down. Am I correct in saying? So the belief is that these games are going to start going up in value. Your thoughts, please let me know in the comments as always. And I nearly missed this next section completely, the Wii U. So I was going through here. Now this here, right, Zelda Wind Waker HD version. I've not seen that cover. Now is that just a reprint? What is that? If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. I've already got this in the collection. I had all the Wii U games that they've got here because, as you know, I'm going for the full PAL set. But I've not seen this cover before. So is that just an instruction manual or something? Am I missing something here? Let me know, guys. And remember, we still have 3 other stores after this one to go and look at. So Croydon really does not disappoint for the retro game hunting collectors out there. Plenty of Wii titles as well. I still pick up for the Wii because we know the Wii U upscales, makes them look a little bit sharper and that. So well worth picking up. A few GameCube as well. Now that is a controller you don't see every day, $49.99. Didn't think that was over expensive if you're a big SNES collector. Now Nat's dad Jay did look at this. He was a little bit tempted by this, the fighting stick. And he was like, ooh, but then he thought about it and he said the problem being, I could use it on my Raspberry Pi and that, but it's a bit selfish game, isn't it, he said, because obviously it's only a one player thing. I think he likes to play with that and what have you, and they do the dual games and that together, so good shout, Jay, good shout, my friend. And carrying on in this cabinet, some lovely little items in here actually, and some nice collectible pieces. A Wii U coming up here, here it is, look at that one. Now as you know, they're boxed with different cover art because of different games packaged, etc. And this was the Zelda special, the Wind Waker HD special console release. And as you can see there, the gamepad on this comes like Zelda motifs and stuff on it and graphics, and $249.99 boxed. That come with a warranty and stuff. Now to be honest, I didn't think that was too badly priced in hindsight, looking online and stuff, but hey, I've been buying some heavy hitting titles for the Wii U of late, so I've got to rein it in somewhere, guys. You know how it is. I've got to rein it in. We left game on and made our way to Cash Converters, or Crack Converters as I so lovingly call it, and I got quite excited. I saw this, Doomtown, Hell's Coming With Me, and I thought, I've never seen that before because it was with like the video games and that. I thought, that's a real rare title, what is that? And then I looked closely at the label, the small print. It's actually a board game. My excitement was soon erased. Now unfortunately, in terms of Cash Converters, this had very little. What you see here in this little bit of short clip is all they had. But I can assure you, CEX had quite a lot of retro stuff in Croydon branch. Let's go check that one out. One of the very first items I spot is this. On the NES Castlevania, the Konami Classic. This was £100. Now looking at it there, that box to me looked a bit beaten up, do you know what I mean? I don't know if it had the instructions or not, you'd have to ask to see. Now, is that overpriced, guys? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I mean, there's some of you guys that collect the NES massively. Obviously, it's quite a historic game, that one in itself, isn't it? But is it worth £100? I mean, I personally think I could get one in better quality. I'd want one in better quality, but over to you. Let me know what you think. £100 for that? If it had instructions, is it worth a ton? Yay or nay? Now, this CEX for cartridges for the SNES, for the Megadrive, had loads. There was loads of loose, there was loads of boxed, and I was really impressed. To be honest, it's probably the most amount of cartridges I've seen for those systems in any one CEX store at any one time. So a big up to the Croydon store. Plenty of Megadrive games. And what I like as well, they've got the stickers on the side so you can actually see the price. So many put them on the front and then stack them so you can't see the prices. What's that all about? But anyway, quite impressed with this store on the whole. And I have to say, it was a Saturday sort of morning, about half 11ish, and it was busy. There was a real queue to pay or have things valued, etc. Loads of N64 loose carts there. I mean, just look at them all. Loads. £15 GoldenEye. That old classic. Plenty of loose cartridges here for Game Boy as well, look. Honestly, this was a really impressive CEX. I really enjoyed looking in this cabinet in this one. Even had multiple copies of Zelda there for 40 quid a touch. What's not to love, guys, honestly. Really impressive. Well done, CEX Croydon. Let's move on to their PS3 section.
It's free in here,
I found a £30 PS3 game.
Are you interested in that one, Nat?
Definitely. It's £30. It's such a rare find. But
Well, it's a good job your dad's rich.
Don't tell him that.
Yeah, don't tempt me.
I was till I started retro video games.
Yeah,
collecting.
funny that. Yeah, it does that to you. Have you got a copy of that?
No, any good?
It's a highly rated game.
Yeah.
I've not played it. I've got it, not played it. Typical, isn't it?
Now, for the number of retro titles they had in this CEX, unfortunately their PS3 stock levels were quite low. There was not a big section at all, so I moved on to the PS2 and I saw this. Glass Rose, 50 quid. Know nothing about this at all except for it's a Capcom title. So you know me, the OG, I do love a Capcom game. But I'm not going to fork out £50 for a game that I don't know anything about. Looking at the trailer there, I'm guessing it's some sort of ghosty horror type effort by these guys. Let me know, guys, what do you know about this Glass Rose? Is it a game to pick up? Is it a future collectible? Drop it in the comments, guys, as always. Thank you. Carrying on, looking at the PS2 titles. Gladius there, 3 quid. Knew nothing about that. And Gun Griffin, again another title I hadn't heard of. I mean, let's be honest, the PS2, you can get some really cheap games on it still in CEX for this system. But you know me, it's all about the PS3, guys. Yes, I do love that system, but I do still pick up PS2 titles too. Then on to the Wii and the Wii U section. Had a look through here. Now, I always look at the Wii games. No, I mean, nothing was really stand out on this occasion in this CEX, but quite often you'll find a Wii title that you've not heard of and you think, oh, that's cheap, and you pick it up and they're actually really good little unique games for like a couple of quid, so you really cannot go wrong. I mean, an hour's entertainment for £2 or £3, even if it's rubbish. Happy days. What's to not love, guys, honestly. So always look at the Wii. Now this, The Conduit, it's a Sega railgun game for the Wii. Now the condition of that was really good, and it's a highly rated game, so I did pick that up for, and I'd say to Jay, buy that, mate, he hasn't got it, so a good purchase. A fair few amount of GameCube games as well in here, which are always good to see. Now do, guys, remember, hang around to the end of the video and I'll show you my pickups. We'll go through and I'll show you exactly what I picked up on the day. But after this, we've got another shop to go to, and trust me, there's loads of retro goodies to be seen in that one. It was a really big shop, it was really well laid out, really presentable. Tell you what, Croydon does spoil us retro gamers. To finish in this CEX, I spot the Wii U titles at the bottom of the shelf there. tucked well away they were. Anyway, I had a quick look, and this is sod's law. This always happens to me. You see that copy of Injustice there for £5? I've always thought I had this on the Wii U, and do you know what? I haven't. This always happens. I look back at the video when I'm compiling them like now, and I spot games I should have picked up. Anyway, it got past me. Now on to Playnation. Now there is loads of stuff in here. There's cabinets dotted all around the store, and it is a really good sized store as well. The better, rarer games are in the cabinets, obviously, as always, but there are plenty of shelves with just your standard games on it, just your usual sort of titles you're used to seeing. Now here, Vandal Hearts by Konami, they had both of these priced at the same sort of price you'd pay in CEX for them, okay? Vandal Hearts 1 and 2, both by Konami, and two games that have passed me by, so are they worth checking out, guys? I've never played them. Are they quite in depth? Are they a bit like Final Fantasy? What are they like, please? If you know, let me know. Are they worth me picking up, do you think? Let me know. Cheers. There really is something for everyone here in this store. I mean, we've even got 8-bit cassettes for the old classic computers as well. There was like a basket full of them tapes that we go through shortly as well. So there's literally something for everyone, and an awful lot of stuff in the cabinets. I mean, some of the stuff in these cabinets is just classic, you know. Some lovely bits, and as I say, I always miss them when I'm filming like this. I really should just take my time and look for me, but hey, you know, got to give you guys something to view. This here, look at this. Street Fighter 2 on the PC Engine on the Hue card there. Now Street Fighter 2 is just such a classic, isn't it? And the arcade conversion on this to the PC Engine was a really good conversion. So one worth looking out for. And to be absolutely honest, I think for a Hue card, a PC Engine game like that, I didn't think $39.99 was that expensive. What do you guys think? Some Sega Saturn there, the Japanese imports here, so quite a few of those, and like I say, there really was. This was, for me, this was the best shop out of the lot, because there was a bit of something for everyone. I mean, even look there, your Atari VCS, your Intellivision games, your Atari all boxed and stuff, you know, a Commodore 64 computer boxed up, a Philips CDI there, honestly. So it's great. It's a really good shop, because there's just something for everyone. I mean, you'd be very hard pushed not to find something here. Virtua Cop 2, what a game that was, and Rebel Assault there on the Mega CD. And look that there, oh, we've got to have a look at this. Elite for the ZX Spectrum. Now, it might not look much, people, but I tell you what, if you never played this back in the day, it was an amazing game, and it was a real feat of engineering for the Spectrum. It really was. Such an immersive game. I mean, you could either be a space trader or a space pirate, or, well, it was just open world universe, and there was just so much to do. It was great, docking at space stations and all that good stuff. And then, of course, Saberwolf. Oh, what a game that was. Ultimate Play the Game. What a game company. I mean, they produced some absolutely classics, and of course Saberwolf being one of them. These take me right back, these games. As I say, something for everyone here, there really is. A load of PS1 games in here, but unfortunately Warcraft 2 is still evading me. I'll have to go to eBay. Look through the Wii games, and Conduit was 50p cheaper in here, but didn't have the cardboard sleeve, Jay, so that extra 50p for the sleeve is well worth it. Ghost Squad, another great railgun shooting game. That is definitely one worth checking out if you haven't done so already. Really good arcade shooter. A real mixed bag in here. It's just, like I say, literally everything for everyone. I'm not going to show you all the PS3 and the PS2s and stuff, and the rest of it like that, because there's just that much of it. And I think let's go take a look at the cartridges, because there were so many decent SNES cartridges and stuff in here. So let's get to those. Check out these NES carts in here. I mean, there was loads, and this really excited me. Look at that, a Wii U title, Scribblenauts Unmasked. $14.99. I got quite excited, but then I realised it's the US version. It's not the UK PAL version, which is worth the money, and I need it for my full PAL set. But if you're an NES collector, I mean, take a look. They've got some NES carts going on in this place. They really have. I took a look at a copy of Super Mario 3. They had 2 boxed versions, but unfortunately neither of them had the instructions with, so I passed up on both, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know, next time maybe. SNES, N64 loose carts here, and as you can see there's no shortage in supply, there really isn't, there's just loads of stuff. Plenty to look at. GameCube, some nice, real nice collector's pieces in this store. To be honest, it's a shop, or Croydon in general is a place I will be returning to, because it's just so much to see in one day. There really is. Anyway, let's go take a look at them 8-bit computer games I told you about earlier. And to conclude, the 8-bit cassettes, here we go, and some Atari VCS. There's a bit of everything in this little bargain bin bit here. I mean, you've got some big box games and all that sort of stuff. Defender of the Crown tucked away over there. Scrabble, Survival on the Spectrum. Oh, just, you know, it's just some really nice bits. I mean, and these were all priced from like £1 through to like a tenner. So there's a real mixed bag. I mean, there's something, as I keep on, there's something for everyone. Now, we're going to go to my games room in a minute, and I want to show you the pickups I've had from the day. Now I realise there was a lot of footage to show you guys, but this, last bit I'm showing you now before we go to my pickups, Combat on the Atari VCS. Who remembers this? A brilliant 2-player game, and this in particular, that took me right back. Tank, remember that? Awesome stuff. Happy days.
Well, what can I say? Croydon, what a place. If you're based in the south, it's a great place to go, simply because everything is in walking distance there, right? You've got the you've got the CEX, and next door but one to the CEX is a cash converters or crack converters, and then just over the road from that you've got Game On. And then of course, and the very last one that I showed you there, that was just an amazing shop as well. It's just so you've got 4 great shops on top of each other, you know, and 2 of them are independent game shops. What's not to love, guys? Anyway, a big shout out and a beer, of course, before we get to my pickups. And this, of course, is for Jay. It's good lady wife Liz for fetching me home, driving me home after Weatherspoons, which is also in the local vicinity. And Nat and Jay, this beer's for you. And Liz, of course, Extra, EKSTRA. Extra, I'm assuming. It's a Lithuanian lager. It's 5.2%, but it's won a lot of beer awards, this one. So I'm holding out great expectations for this one. It's a big can as well. So let's get that poured in. Let's try if I do a better pour than my last one I did. Last one I did, I ended up with a big old head on it. You know what I mean? I rushed the pour. Happy days. Right, here we go. Quick taste test, then to them pickups. Nothing too pungent. Very flavoursome. Yes, that's I can see why that's won awards. Very good flavour, that. Extra Lithuanian lager beer from Lithuania. 5.2. Happy days. Right, let's get to my pickups. So, equally as well, the other thing, there was a big arcade there, and I mean a massive, huge arcade. You pay to go into for the day, but that's a separate video which I'll be releasing real soon. And thank you, Jay. He treated me for my 50th. What a guy he is. Oh, anyway, to my pickups. First one, Sega Rally. This was from Game On, Sega Rally. £3.99. Now, I don't know if that's, compared to CEX, if that's cheap or not. They come with the manual, disc, etc, of course. Bit of a funny story behind this one, because the PS3 games are all laid out. And I looked through, I thought, yeah, I haven't got Sega Rally, and I loved Sega Rally, the original, from the day, and so I thought I'd pick it up. So I picked it up, put it in my hand, I carried on searching, you know, mooching about as you do. And Jay come over, and he was looking on the shelf, and he was next to me, he said, I saw a Sega Rally is. It was a nice clean edition. He said, I said, what, this one? And he went, right. So I'll beat you to it, Jay. Sorry, bud, but hey ho. You'll probably get it cheaper in CEX, so don't panic. Anyway, Sega Rally. Looking forward to that one. If it's anything like the arcade original, hey, it's going to be a great game. Next one is a Wii game, again from Game On. If you go to Game On and you're looking for the manuals, all the manuals are behind the counter. They don't keep them in the cases like they do in CEX. So there you go, the manual there. And this is Aragorn's Quest on the Wii, Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. Anything Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings, is just amazing. So what's not to love about that one, you know? Bit of Gandalf going on. As you know, I just love Lord of the Rings. So anything sort of Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, I'll just geek out on it. So I thought I'd get that on the Wii. Not played it before, know nothing about that one at all, but hey ho, looks fun. Now this was an interesting title. And I picked this up in CEX there, and it is Far Cry Vengeance for the Wii. Now, I'll tell you something, we all know the Far Cry series, don't we? But this is on the Wii. Do anything with your controller except surrender. So I'm guessing with the, you know, the Wii controller that you use, that we'll be able to use it as sort of a gun and a knife and all that sort of stuff, and hack and slash and stuff. So, oh yeah, drive, shoot, claw and slash. So it's like a Far Cry game, but obviously slight difference, I'm guessing. Okay, so I thought that was interesting. It's one I've not seen before on the Wii, so I thought, yeah, I'll pick that. Why not? Alright. Next one, PlayStation 2 title, and it's one I've never played. Now, I love the film The Godfather. Gives the ring. The Godfather. They're just great films, aren't they? You know, that whole series. I mean, which one got slated? Number 3. I think number 3 by the critics was not so well received as the others. But hey, it's a mobster type game. What's not to love about this sort of stuff, you know? The Godfather, bless him. There he is. Marlon Brando. Little fact about Marlon Brando, where I live, there's a town near me called Faversham. And he was actually filming or something, and he went to Faversham. And he would, every day, he lived in Faversham for quite a while because he loved it there, it was really quiet. And there's just one bench, and he used to go and sit on this bench in the high street there every single day. Marlon Brando, that massive Hollywood A-lister, would go and sit in Faversham High Street and go to the same cafe every day and all that, and he loved it because I think he was quite sort of, you know, not really recognised. People knew who he was, but he weren't bothered. Like, he really enjoyed it. Anyway, we digress from video games. Next one, we're sticking with the El Mafioso theme, all right? And it's Mafia on the PS2. £4 this one. Again, it's very similar looking at it. It looks like it's set in the 1930s America. So it's not dissimilar in vein to the Godfather series, I would imagine. I've got a map and stuff of this one. Got a load of bump for this one. What have we got in here? Let's take a look at the bump of Mafia. So the instruction manual, a product registration. I wonder what happens if we send these registrations off. If they still acknowledge them, what they do with them. We should try it, shouldn't we? And there's a map. Okay, let's open the map up. I say we weren't going to bother with the map, but hey, let's do it. Let's open the map. A map of a place called Lost Heaven. Lost Heaven. There we go. Lost Heaven. Nice condition, that. That's pretty decent. So it's not a bad little game, and a map. A Mafia poster. So if you're a fan of the Mafia, buy the game just for the poster, alright? But I do like the games with the maps. I think they're pretty cool. I think, was it GTA sort of kicked things off with that, really, didn't it? But there was one before, I'm sure. One of you will know, drop it in the comments. So Mafia on the PS2. Then what have we got? Ah, right, now. Both of these together. Pretty worthless, but I'll tell you something. They are the Buzz games, all right? I've got Buzz Sports Quiz for 99p, and I've got Buzz the Hollywood Quiz for £1.99. Now, I'll tell you something. Buzz games are really underrated. If you've not played them before, honestly, they're really good, and they're so cheap. You get them controllers, and there's 4 controllers that come off. I mean, I'll show you some footage if I can find some there, of the controllers, and you press the buzzer to do the quiz thing. I mean, and these sort of games at Christmas time and all that are brilliant. And me and Mrs. OG, we come out to the game room one Saturday evening and we sat and played Buzz.
And it was really, really good one. I've got a few Buzz games now, so I've got like the music quiz and all that. But I bought this one for my man, Mr. Al B. Yes. Alan, well, next time you're around, he knows he's a movie buff. He knows his movies. We're going to do Buzz the Hollywood quiz. And I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to tuck this away until he comes round. I know he'll whop me on it because he really does know movies. But these games, Buzz games, are really good fun. And like I say, and they're pence. They really are pence. For that money, guys, do jump on board. Get yourself a set of the Buzz controllers. Whack them into your PS3. They're PS2 versions, but that's a backward compatible PS3, so I can play any of the Buzzes on it, really, which is great. And there's only one more game, guys. Just one more, and it is this. Because let's be honest, there was loads of footage to show you of them game shops. And I've got this more for Mrs. OG, Nicolette, bless her, my good lady wife. And it is Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, the director's cut, none other. Oh, yes. Now, best way of describing these for anyone who's not played these before, they're sort of your point and click adventure games, but they're more puzzly. And they're more murder mystery rather than sort of the comedic effect of, say, Monkey Island and all that. And I know she's really, really going to enjoy this. So, I'll get her out here on a Saturday evening or something and have a bit of a game night. I'll just sit drinking me a beer, playing the arcade game, while she'll be on the screen there, doing a bit of Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars, no doubt. So I'm quite looking forward to that one. Well, she probably got more to look forward to it better than me. Now, don't get me wrong, some of these prices, especially from Game On, they're very mixed. I mean, you might have paid less in CEX than you do in Game On. But the condition, it was a nice condition, so I thought I'll have that one. That rounds them up. So not a huge amount of games, but I'll tell you what, Croydon, get yourselves down there, guys. Honestly, them game shops are just amazing. And the footage I showed you from that last one was, there's honestly so many cabinets, it's just so much stuff. And as I say during that video, while I'm shooting them, I'm watching it back and I go, oh, I'd have bought that, oh, I'd have picked that one up, oh, I'd have looked at that, a bit deeper or whatever. So, where I'm filming, I don't go back and buy enough for myself, really. Hey, where do I put my beer? It's there. Right, so anyway, I'm going to round things off as always. And a massive shout out again to Jay, Nat and Liz for that great lift home after Spoons. Because there's only one way to finish a game hunt, and you guys know it's in the pub. So I've got that arcade footage coming up for you guys again real soon as well. So stay fixed to the channel. If you don't already do so, hit that subscribe button. And in the comments, guys, let me know your thoughts. Have you been to Croydon? Have you visited any of these retro game shops that are there? What do you think of their pricing? What do you think of the footage I showed you? I mean, I was quite amazed that you've got such a small vicinity. These great, great shops. Not that as well, I've since looked and there's loads of comic book shops, there's game shops that are not video games, like board game shops and stuff. There's just so much happening in Croydon. Oh, I should go more often. And there's Wetherspoons and other pubs which I have yet to sample. I will definitely be returning. But anyway, Liz, Jay and Nat, this beer's for you. Thank you very much. Laters, people. Look after yourselves. Let me know, what pickups have you had of late? Always good to hear. Cheers.